So Anne, you retired and then you took on a project. Why?
Well, 2002, I retired from my counselling, but before that I was very, very involved in girls' education and very interested in girls' education. And that was about the time when we were starting up with MPART. And God is amazing how He brings all things together. The threads came together in a film. I watched a movie called Water, which was made by an Indian female film director, and it was about the plight of a little girl in India who was 8 years old and a widow. She'd been widowed because her older husband, who bought her, died, and her family still could not afford to have her back in their home. That's why they'd sold her in the first place, because they couldn't afford to feed her. And it was a brilliant movie, and it was a beautiful movie, and it just touched my heart. And I thought, MPART is starting up training sessions for girls. Each girl costs $100. It takes 6 months. They get a new sewing machine at the end of it. And I thought if I could raise the money for, say, 10 girls to go through that training, they would go from being an illiterate, innumerate girl. 60% of Indian girls don't get any education. And that would mean they'd become a small businesswoman instead of a beggar who really has no control over her own life. So that was the idea, but I didn't know what to do. And then somebody suggested that I knit these shawls. Now, I have to tell you that I am not a craft person. Or in my whole life, I've been told by my sister and my mother never to try knitting because I'm hopeless at it. But I thought, well, that can't be so difficult. You just get 2 very big needles and you collect wool and you start, you just do plain knitting. And that's where it all started. And of course I raised enough money for 10 girls, but then God just kept the project going. And so I said to Him, well, God, you do the marketing and I'll just do the knitting. And so I've been knitting for the last 15 years and God's been selling the shawls. That's as far as I can work it out.
And you've raised well over 100,000.
Yes, I didn't actually keep careful account because I thought, well, it's God's money, it's not my money, and all He wants me to do is knit. So I just tried to position myself in places where I could sell, and I'm really passionate about liberating these girls to have a life that's free from domestic servitude, which is all you can do if you've got no education or training.
So looking back, knitting for 15 years has been worthwhile?
Oh yes, I'm still not tired of it because it's a very creative thing. I can always think of new colours too. It's a combination of colours and textures to me. It's like painting pictures with knitting needles. Yeah, and I love painting.
Does it feel amazing to have empowered so many young girls? Did you ever, in your wildest imagination, think you would empower so many?
No, it's been a miracle to me. It has made me so grateful to God that I've been able to do something in such a humble way that has created money for Him to use. I'm just really amazed, constantly amazed. The market's a little bit glutted in Tasmania, so Jeffrey and Matthew and I are going to get together soon and put the shawls on the internet. And so I've been knitting furiously to make sure I have enough shawls, and I've had to think of names to give them, like Sunset and Bushfire, and so people can order them. And it's just constantly lots of fun.
Wow.
It's good fun. But I'm very grateful because it's taught me a lesson about God, that it's all there. All I have to do is cooperate.